I bought Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. I really had no intention of reading this. I don't know why. I had mentioned the book, and Elizabeth from Strange and Random Happenstance was like, what? How have you not read this? She loves it. She's read it multiple times. So I marked it as to read and said, you know, one of these days, maybe I'll get to it. And then Jessica Day George also chimed in and was like, what? How have you not read this? So between the two of them, it took them all of 5 minutes to convince me to just go order it. Like, they made it sound so good, to the point that I really, as huge as it is, it's like 1,000 pages, I really just wanted to go ahead and dive in as soon as it got here, and I don't have time for that right now. Peer pressure, man. Isn't that the great thing about readers, though? Like, it's all passion and word of mouth, and that is contagious. The Seeker by Isabel Carmody. This is the first 2 books of the Oprah Newton Chronicles, I think is what it's called, the Oprah Newton stories. I've heard good and bad, but I know a lot of people that really, really love these. I had never really looked into them, but when I finally did, after reading a really good review, I want to say it was from Rhiannon Hart, it just kind of captured my attention and I really wanted to read it. So I'd been keeping an eye out for a good, cheap copy, and one popped up. Illuminated by Erica Orloff. I've heard really mixed things about this one too. I think mostly I just wanted it for the cover. But also it wasn't $6.79, and it wasn't even $1.99 because I got 20% off of that. So, I mean, it was worth spending $1.60 on, even if it turns out to be a flop. So, quick costume change because this is a different day. I forgot to show you that Liz of Consumed by Books sent me A Bride Story by Kei Oromori. This is volume 1. Liz knows that I love Kei Oromori, so she sent this to me because she was sending me her copy of Wings of the Wicked by Courtney Allison Moulton to get signed, which I did. I also picked up volumes 2 and 3 from the library. I've already read volume 1, so I will be moving on to these shortly. And then, since I recorded the last bit, I've gotten a few more books, and I went to that Written in the Mitten author tour that I was telling you about, so I will start with that. Like I just said, I got Wings of the Wicked signed for Liz, even though I told her on Twitter that I didn't, that I forgot it at home. Liz, I was totally screwing with you. It's right here. Yes, I'm evil, and yes, I like it. For myself, I got a copy of Angel Fire, also by Courtney, and also signed, of course, The Princess Curse by Mary Haskell. I already had a copy of this. This is one of the ones that I brought with me to the signing, but I brought it so that Mary could sign it for me, which she did. While Mary was signing it, we got to talking about the fabulousness that is Jason Chan covers and how I want all of them. And Mary was telling me that her next book doesn't have a Jason Chan cover, but she thought I would approve. So I got to see a sneak peek of the cover for her next book, The Handbook for Dragon Slayers, which doesn't come out until next year. And yes, I approve. It was gorgeous. I picked up The Goddess Test by Amy Carter. And again, this one is signed too. Sam, one of the girls that I went with, we stood there chatting with Amy and Courtney forever. Oh, the poor women, they couldn't get away. Probably the most fun author signing that I've ever been to. I'm definitely going to talk more about it, but really, really good. If you ever have a chance to see any of these ladies at a signing, they were all fantastic, so you should do that. And on to the rest of the books that I've gotten since then. I got a copy of Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. I know everyone and their mother is like wanting this book. Japanese steampunk, hello. And as I just mentioned, Jason Chan cover. I just love it. Love it. Okay. I'm going to be part of the blog tour about mid-September. 13th, 17th, there's a 10th in there. I won a copy of Defiance by C.J. Redwine. This is another one that I've been hearing just like insane reviews of. All of these fantastic reviews from people that I really trust and people that have similar tastes to me started popping up everywhere, and I was like, wait a minute. Clearly I do need this book. And lastly, The Map of the Sky by Felix Palma. This is the second book in the series. The first book is The Map of Time, which I have and have not read. They are so huge. I've been wanting to read the series and I've heard really, really great things, and it's just sort of one of those things where I'm just trying to get through this stack of review books that I have, and then I want to dig into everything else. So that was all of the many, many, many books that I got in the past, I don't know, month or so. Sorry that it was so long that I had to split it into parts, but I hope that you guys at least found some good books to add to your to-read list, or your to-buy list, or your Christmas wish list, or whatever. If you've read any of them, let me know what you thought in the comments. And as always, happy reading! As many times as I've tried to record this whole book haul, you'd think I would have included everything by now, but both times I have forgotten to mention that I got Girl of Nightmares by Kendar Blake. I can't show you because it's at a friend's house right now, but I've already read it and reviewed it. I will leave the link below. It was excellent. I also interviewed Kendar and it was awesome. You should check that out. Thank you to both her and Tor Books. And now that really is everything.